And yeah, so we even have bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart. So everything looks pretty good. So now what? So what do we have to do? Well, to me, I want to see a little bit of structure right in here. I mean, this is kind of where we're at. So a little bit of a pullback. I think, guys, today is the last day of the month, which means the monthly candle is going to close today. So I think next week, the first week of February, is going to come out swinging. I think next week should be pretty bullish. If not, worst case, then probably the second week. If the bullish thesis is correct and you know we're going with that, then it should be within the next 2 weeks, right? So maybe we pull back for maybe a half a week, and then the second half of next week we start getting out of there, right? And then maybe by sometime in the second week we're back up here, flag out for another week, and then pop the high for into March. But then we still have to get through, we don't need this anymore, this high over here, right? We got to get through this high. So yeah, it looks really good as a Wyckoff structure, much better than Algorand looks because of it's more of a horizontal structure, right? So anyways, that's Madic. I mean, we can even draw a little bit of a downward resistance line right here, and you can see we started to poke through it a little bit, but I think we're going to struggle in here. I think we need to pull back a little bit, kind of hang out, chill out for a little bit, and then create that structure that I was referring to in yesterday's video. But so far, it looks pretty good, and I will be buying soon. I'm just going to have to see exactly. Let's look at the small time frames here. So we do have 5, right? We do have this move down. Let's see if we get a move up and then another move down, an ABC. That would be a good buy right in there. If we get it, right? I mean, this thing could start pumping today if it wanted to. I mean, there's just, you know what I mean? So we're going to have to track those small time frames to really be sure. But anyway, that's Madic. Let's move on to Theta. Whoa, look at Theta. We had a little bit of a pop there. I like that. It was a little bit of a rejection, but it's okay because it printed a really nice structure, which is a diagonal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a big move down, A, let's get a B, and then come down, let's get a C, and then round out and go. So yeah, let's zoom out and see if we can find anything here. Wow, look at that. It looks pretty good to me. I mean, it looks a lot better. Remember when we were referencing Theta back over here? I said, guys, I don't like the way it looks. It doesn't look finished. It looks bearish to me, you know, especially when we were back right in here. You know, you remember my videos right in here, all through in here. I said, I don't like the way it looks. We broke down, and now we have this rising wedge. It can continue down very easily. So this is what we have to be careful on. There's a bullish side and a bearish side. The bullish side is on the daily. It looks really good. The reason why is I have a nice impulse. I have 3 down, not 5. I have 3 up, and then I also have 3 back down. 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. So that is a beautiful 3-wave pullback, a WXY. And now, right, it looks complete, right? It looks, or I mean, we could also have one more little low, but other than that, we want to see a little bit of a base in here, right? And then a continuation to the upside. So that's the bullish way to look at it. The bearish way to look at it is if you zoom in, you know, it kind of gives me that descending triangle kind of look to it, like this. Right? You break down, you come up, you retest it as resistance, you get rejected like we did here, and now we're going to start trending down. That could totally happen, just like what we referenced in Algorand. So we're at a very critical, crucial point in the market. Sentiment is in the gutter, so That's actually a good thing. We want people to give up. We want people to call it quits because that's usually when the market reverses. So here's the cool part about this. And I used to do it with my old videos, which is use the arrow instead of the marker. But basically, let me know. Do you guys like the marker, the blue marker here, or do you guys like the arrow better? What do you guys, or maybe a mixture of both would probably be the best. But anyway, we have 1, 2, 3. This could be 4, and then this is 5. Problem is, I think this wick, let's see if we can look a little bit closer. It took out the high, I believe, depending where that is. But yeah, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the price of 1, 2, 3, 4 took out wave 2, which is a no-go. So that's a good thing, right? We want it to be, so we don't want this to be 5. We want this to be 3. So now, if this is a diag and we get a 3-way pullback from this 1, 2, kind of curl around and then continue higher. I mean, that's kind of the way I'm thinking of it. But back to the bearish perspective, if this is a bearish move, we should get rejected here. We should come back down, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this wave did not cross above that wave, right? And that could be 3, 3, and then 5, which is an ABC, right? So if it's 3, 3, 3, WXY. If it's 5, 3, 5, ABC. If it's 3, 3, 5, that's also ABC, right? So that's pretty much it, right? So is this going to be 1, 2, 3, or is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's what we don't know. So yeah, I mean, that's why I don't like saying, oh, maybe bullish next week or maybe bullish the other week, because it's just so hard to know exactly. Bitcoin dominance seems to be in a good spot. We'll look at that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Theta. I mean, those are the two options there. Now, I know, like, you could say, well, that's not really helpful. I mean, you're saying up or down. But at the same time, it's like, we have to see what happens right here. So this is how we know. This is how we figure it out. If this breaks the low, then you'll know something's wrong, right? But if it breaks the low with bullish divergence, and then you get a snap back, and then you start going sideways, then that'll be okay, right? And then that's another reason why it might not look finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get bullish divergence between the 3rd and the 5th. You have a nice strong reaction off of the low, kind of like a liquidity grab. You take the liquidity, you come right back up. Maybe it's a big wick like what we had over here, right? So these are the things we need to look for as this structure develops. So we'll find out soon. All right, let's go to XRP now. So XRP is actually the loser for the day because it's actually down freaking 3.25, right? So that's pretty significant. We were, like, look at Madic. It's only 0.5%. Look at Theta. It's only 0.5%, right? Let's look at the rest of the market. XLM's down 4.5%. So basically, the strong leaders like Algo, XLM, XRP, the big American coins, they're actually down more significantly than the sort of the foreign coins, and that's good. That's what I want. I want to see the rest of the market really start to open up here. The big thing is Bitcoin dominance. We're going to look at XRP, but look at this. This is exactly what we talked about, like pinpoint perfect, pretty much, which is a move down, and then you get 3 waves up, which is very good. So that could be a 1, A, B, C for a 2, and then we start to go down, right? Obviously, the other idea was that this was going to come down like this, and then we would come back up, and it would be a B wave like that, and then come down, which would take more time. I'm glad it's happening now rather than later, but it could still, this could still be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right, and then come down. So because if this is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be an A, B, C, but hopefully it's a WXY and we continue down. All right, let's go back to XRP. You ever watch Common Sense Crypto? I like the way he says it. Welcome back, guys. This is Rich, and we're watching another video of XRP. I think that's kind of cool. Go check him out. He's cool. Common Sense Crypto. You just got to have common sense, right? All right. He's a moon boy, but, I'm a moon boy too, in some regards, at least right now. So if we look at XRP, like I said, the American coins are kind of down today, actually down a lot more than, like, for example, Theta. You kind of got this up move right here, and XRP's got sort of a downward move, but it's cocking back, and that's what we like. So yesterday in the members video, I'll tell you what we talked about a little bit, not everything, but we'll touch a little bit. So one of the things was we have, well, first of all, let's start back over here, right? Let's start back right here. So obviously we had your impulse, 3 down, 3 up, 3 back, or 5 down. We had 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's come up and get 5. That's the way I'm looking at it at the moment. So if that's the case, then here's your impulse, and then we have A, B, C, A, B, C. So that's finished, and now we need a 1, and now we're flagging out for a 2. So A, B, C, there's your big, that would be a 1, a 2, this is your 3, and this is your 4, and then 1, 2, and now we're about to go up for that 3, and then 4, and then 5 later on. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at that. But now, this is the fun part. Let's examine this wave here. So remember, this impulse is coming off of a 3-wave pullback. That is the most bullish thing you can possibly do. The most bullish thing in crypto is a 3-wave pullback with a 5-wave impulse off the low. Another 3-wave pullback right there is your long entry, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Then you have a big spike, a pullback. There's your long, and then you explode up. So that could be exactly where we are right now. So one of the things we talked about was, is this going to be a complex wave? And it turns out it is, right? So for example, we could have blasted off yesterday. Why? Because we had an impulse. We had a 3-wave pullback. This looks like a 1, 2, 1, 2. We could have went and ripped and roared, and it could have been a massive rally. But instead, what happened? We're coming down. We're starting to come down. So what happened? What went wrong? Well, nothing went wrong. What happened is it's becoming more complicated, right? So we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and now we're getting 1, 2, 3 down. It could be 4 and 5. So we got to be careful of that. I don't like this 3-wave shape. It's not as broad as this one. Like, it has those big swings as opposed to those tight impulses down, right? Versus this one versus this one. So this one looks like this one looks like that. So, I mean, it could be 3, but that's the thing. We don't know. So what I'm looking at for XRP is right. Let me just put some annotations here. So we have A, B, and let's come down and let's get C. Now, is C finished? Obviously, if it's a WXY, I mean, it could be getting close, right? Again, we still have Saturday, Sunday, We still have the monthly close. By the way, we're going to look at the monthly close, but that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So let's pull up this guy right here just to give us a little bit of a visual. And I think 4 and then an extended fifth there. So, and then from here we want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a big, hopefully a big fat 5. So yeah, that's pretty much it for XRP. I mean, basically, yesterday it's like, okay, are we gonna break out? Or are we gonna come down? Well, this right here was kind of corrective. It kind of looked like a wedge a little bit, so it had more of a chance to come down. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because this whole thing in and itself is a bull flag, right? Even Peter Brandt thinks it's a bull flag, right? So, yeah, we'll see. Now, let's talk bearish ideas because you'd be a fool not to entertain anything bearish, right? So we want to always do that. So you take a fib retracement from the bottom all the way to the top here, and you can see, we've only had a 382 retrace. So in actuality, we could come all the way back down to this area down here between 280 and 290, right? Which would suck really bad. But, it is what it is. And when I say suck, I mean for our portfolios, nothing else. Because honestly, it would just be a short-term issue more than anything. So I would see for example, this could be like ABC, right? And very simple. We tag the low down here and then we go up. Or it could be very complicated. For example, it could be a WX, Y, X, and then a Z. Those aren't really typical in wave 2s, I don't think. They more so happen in wave 4s, but you never know, and then continue higher. It'd be a very long, slanty looking fourth wave. So I think that's pretty much it with XRP. Now let's talk about money, which is what everybody wants to talk about, right? Money. And money is referencing targets, right? So if we take this, here's the problem. We don't know if this is the low. If this C wave comes down, it could be anywhere down here. That's why I like giving my targets later in the race as opposed to the beginning of the race, right? People have targets for next cycle, and I'm like, well, how do you have targets for next cycle if this cycle's not even done, right? So what they'll do is, if we look at a regular XRP chart, where are you at here? The basic way to do it is you take a fib retracement, right? And then you come all the way down, and then your target maybe, well, this is log scale, but let's say it's $25. Well, that's fine, and it could totally hit that. But what's better is to wait until you get closer to the target. And that way you can measure the individual waves. So what I can do now is I can measure that wave there. We didn't even look at it, did we? So from here to here, let's say it's down to here. That 1618 comes in at $3.80, right around there. Up to $4.30. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, that particular wave. We can also measure this one down here from there, and then we'll come down, right? I mean, you can even do it down here depending on how you're looking at it. But yeah, we're looking at $5 for this extension here, $4.91. And that's a good target. So yeah, I'm just not sure because so this is 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And this is the third wave. So if I measure it just on this wave, you're looking at 450. And it's like, well, how do you know which one you're measuring? Well, it depends how you're trading it. If you're looking at this, I mean, you can even start it down here. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or if you just measure the third wave, right? I mean, that's typically what you want to do is you want to measure individual waves to get more accurate targets. So if this is one wave itself and this is another wave itself, then you measure from here to here down, and then you should get that extension from this wave. And that should be around that 450 area. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. So as I'm speaking right now, I mean, XRP's dumping pretty interesting here. We're back down to $3. I would like to stay above $3. And you could see this range here. Like, we really wanted to stay above this range. Like, if we're just looking at it from a support level, right? Because then what this could be is a faked out descending triangle, right? Because you have this triangle here, and then you come up like that, right? And this right here was just a fake out. Oh, we're going to fake out, and then we're going to drop down, right? So we could have a big liquidity grab here soon. So if you want a $3 XRP, I mean, go get it. I mean, I think this is a really good buying opportunity for XRP, but I would actually wait a little bit more, maybe get it for sub $3. This is not financial advice. I could be wrong. It can go to $1.30, you know what I mean? So who knows? Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. So if we just take a standard retracement, very standard here, and we go down, we're currently right at the 50. So that's really good. So this is, that's still really good. We're in a good spot. We're in the 50%. So between the 50 and the 618, this is the golden zone right in here. And hopefully we can stay there, right? But yeah, the target, actually, you know what? This is on log scale, so that's probably what happened. All right, so actually we're probably much lower than that, yeah. So we have not too much of a difference. It's actually still right on the 50, but the target is different, and the target comes in around 385 for a standard retrace. So if we take and we compound all those numbers, you're looking at between, $4 and $5, or I'd say 380 to 480, somewhere around there. So that's it for XRP. Let's look at the monthly chart now. So if we look at the monthly, it looks insanely bullish. So we did have a all-time high monthly close last month. So this month is just going to be a continuation of that. But you can see here it was basically at 199, 198, right around there. So we'll say just $2. That was the all-time high monthly close for 7 years, right? It took 7 years, all, back in 2018, all the way to 2025. And then we finally got a new monthly high close because now the SEC is out of the way. So there you go. And then this month, right? Remember last month when I said that all we needed to do was close above this black line? We did that. And then look what happened after that, right? That was the after effect of that, right? So now we push this line up to here and we've totally smashed through that and there's no shadow wick. You can see right here, there's actually no wick at the bottom of that candle. So now we're kind of getting a little bit extended here. So from a monthly perspective, not really, but we have to understand, you see how monthly candles are always weird because the month's going to open here, but we can wick all the way down and cut this candle in half, right? See how this wick came all the way back up here? Well, the bottom wick could come all the way back down, retest this candle 50% before continuing higher. So it would look something like that, right? Or actually it would look more like this with a tail at the bottom and then something like that, you know? So hopefully not, but we'll see. But yeah, man, this thing is it looks phenomenal. It looks like we're ready to go, you know? This is the monthly chart, so it takes time, right? It doesn't happen overnight. But yeah, I mean, look at here. This took 1, 2, 3 months, and right now we're at 1, 2, 3 months, right? But this candle back over here was kind of a doji. So yeah, let's see if we get this thing roaring, because I want to see it. I want to see it go. I want to see it pop. ICP. I mean, it still looks really good because, you know, we got 3 down, we got 3 up, and then we have 3 back down. It looks great. So this could be a 5-wave move. Let's pull back a little bit, kind of go sideways, you know, build a little bit of a base and then break out. I mean, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. So let's zoom in a little bit. Problem is I don't have 5 waves though. I have 3 waves. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Unless it's not finished and it could be a diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we come up in 5, and then we come down in 3, and then we go up. So it could take some time to develop that, right? Or this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we can pop up. But, you know, the way it looks right now, it's going to have to prove it to me that that's what it wants to do. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Remember, Bitcoin dominance, this is the one, and we already looked at it. But yeah, if we could get rejection here and come down, it's going to be really good for alts. All right, let's rapid fire this. CFX looks okay. I don't know. I mean, you kind of got this impulse. You're kind of pulling back in here. You kind of need a base down here. You need to get away from the scene of the crime, you know, and then develop a platform and to blast off from. ADA also has that Wyckoff structure, where you have 3 up, you hit the low, you hit the high, you come down, you take the low, liquidity grab, and then you kind of curl around here, play around, go. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here with ADA. But we are getting a big fat dump right now. I don't know what's going on. Is there a news event coming on? Let's see. I don't really see anything. It's probably a stock market dump. But yeah, I mean, this is a wedge, right? And rising wedges, you know, when you have, like I said before, you had this like descending triangle, you broke down, then you had 3 waves back up, and then you get rejected again, you're going to come back down and revisit these lows. And once you do, then it's going to be about, okay, can we hold these lows? And if so, can we build a Wyckoff structure off of that, right? Some of the charts have 5 waves, so that's good. But, you know, I want to see all of them have 5. I don't see that. I see ADA only having 3. So then, according to this, then we would say 3 up, right? Then let's come down and let's get 3 down, and then maybe we can get 5 up. So we'll see how that plays. But yeah, that's ADA. Nothing really going on too much. Theta Fuel looking much better. Probably got to look at Theta Fuel on the line chart here, or even Heikinashi. There you go. Looks a little bit better. Yeah, it kind of, you know, potentially a spring here. If this is Wyckoff, boom. Let's see, boom, and then you come down, hit the high, and then come back down. There's your liquidity graph. We want to round out. Yeah, it needs some time, but it still looks okay. It's a cup of coffee, and it's got to brew. It's got to take its time and brew. So AVAX, also Wyckoff potential, but then it also looks like a nasty head and shoulders that broke down. See, that's the thing. There's a really bullish way to look at it, but there's also a very bearish way to look at it. So that answer gets solved right in here. So that's what we're waiting for. I think it's gonna end up bullish, but we'll see. Axelar. Yeah. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin now. Let's get rid of these candles. All right, let's look at the real candles here. Yeah, that's a pretty big dump there. So we're back down to 100K. So yeah, I think okay. So the initial thing was impulse, three-way pullback, let's go. Right? But that's not reality, right? So we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and now we're maybe getting 5 back down. A, B, C. Let's get back down to these levels over here and then start to move your way up, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking with Bitcoin. It looks pretty simple. 3 down, 3 up, and then let's go down here. So it's dumping pretty aggressively, but Aave is not. And remember, I was talking about Aave quite a few times, saying how bullish it looked because of the shape, right? So we had 3, 3, but look at this 3 right here. This was a gorgeous 3-way pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A beautiful A, B, C here. You had 5 up, you came down, now you're spiking the high, but I don't think it's going to be short. I think it's going to be short-lived. I think we got to flag out a little bit and then go up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for Aave, but it's good to see something bullish, you know. H bar looks a little bearish right now. Yeah, I just don't really, it kind of looks bearish, You could, the original idea is 3, 3, and then 3, and then impulse, and then we're flagging out, and let's go. But you could also have this whole thing could be 3, this whole thing could be 3, and this is 1, 2, and then we get 3, and then go. But I think it'd probably be too big for that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we're flagging out in here, so we're building a little bit of a base in here, and you can see right here we're actually coming down here. So if we can hold support, I mean, it could be a good dollar cost averaging by the dip situation. So we'll see. Ethereum is still trying to get its foot up the door, out the door. You got this 3-wave move here, so we'll see how that plays out, but we really want it to go. I mean, Ethereum needs to go any day now, right? I mean, that's what we want to see. So, yeah, I think, if this is a wave 1 and a 3-way pullback, there's your 2. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flag out, and then go up for 3 of the third. So all of this would be wave 3. So yeah, I mean, this could come down, flag out a little bit, create more of a base, more of a structure, up, down, get more oscillation in the range before continuing higher. Because think of oscillation in an accumulation range as, a Tesla coil, like an electric motor. The hairpin electric motors, how the coils wrap around. It's kind of like that, in a way. So CRV actually looks okay right here. I see, I mean, I don't like how this looks. Like, I would much rather have seen this wave take the low. That way, this wave itself can be alone, because this could be A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. Now we have to look at it like that, because, yeah, see how this is a lower candle here? So now we have to look at it as 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's only 3 waves, and that's the issue, right? So if we come down 4 and then 5, then that's good. Or if this wave broke the low, then we could say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we flag out in here and then go. So, but yeah, the shape of it looks pretty good. You got this nice 3-wave shape. You got 3 here. You got 3 there. You got 3 there. You got a nice, hopefully a nice little base in here to launch us out of there. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I basically went through most of them here. Man, this one's just been a disaster. That's why, I announced publicly that I got out over here. So I said, nah, I'm not in this anymore. I gotta wait. I gotta get out of here, and I gotta stand on the sidelines and see what's going on. But now it's gotten so oversold. This could be, like A, B, C. And remember, when Trump coin came out, it just obliterated all the meme coins, right? So meme coins got destroyed when the Trump meme came out. So that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. But let's see. Yeah, we're the most oversold we've ever been. Because I'm gonna buy this thing, right? If we get a big alt season, I'm still liking Bohm. I think it still looks pretty good, right? We got a big impulse. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 3 up, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. I don't really like the shape too much, but yeah, it could be an extended fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, A, B, C. Let's go. What do we need to see, though? We need to see a level off. We need it to kind of go sideways a little bit, then go up. Pretty much it for that. Here's render. Render has also 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. You got an impulse, 3-way pullback. Let's see if we can develop a base and then go up. I mean, they're basically all the same. Same thing with flow, exactly the same. Theta, pretty much similar, Litecoin had a nice pop yesterday or the day before. Yeah, 3 down, 3 up, or actually 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, impulse, 3 down. Let's see if this turns out to be an impulse and then a continuation. So yeah, it looks bullish. What I really wanted to look at really quick was LTC versus BTC. I'm curious what this chart looks like. Let's go to the weekly here. Because it has been basically dead. It's going down, 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 down. So I'm looking at it right now. Let me take all that off. And I kind of like what I see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a 5-wave move down. So we actually have 3, 3, and then 5. So that's good, right? So if you look at it like this, boom, 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 develop a base down in here, and then continue higher. Let's look at this. Let's look really closely here. It does look really good. I mean, look at the bullish dive. This is the weekly chart, guys. If I had any Bitcoin and I was forced to trade it, or I was forced, hold Bitcoin or Litecoin, what would you hold? I would totally hold Litecoin, simply because of Bitcoin dominance and the way this is shaping up to be. So yeah, it looks great. Bullish divergence here. And then you got this one too. This is the weekly chart, by the way. Okay. So we're also going to have a monthly candle close. Monthly looks good. Let's look at the sequential. So we had a 9 over there. Let's look at the 2-week. Whoa, we had multiple 9 buys. Look at that. We had 1 9 buy, 2, 3, 4, 9 buys on the weekly chart. So this thing is mega oversold, right? I mean, if we just look at the monthly chart or even the weekly chart, you can see. So, all right, now let's look a little bit closer. And if we look closer, take that off, you can kind of see a bottom shaping up in here. The reason why is because you have this divergence down here. You have this little wick that happened right there. You shot the high. You came back down. Now you're holding support around that same area. So that could have been a little liquidity grab. So what do we need to see? Well, we need to see some structure in here. Maybe a 3 down, maybe a 3 up, a 3 down. You know, just kind of hang out a little bit, then go up. So I don't know how long it would take. I mean, it could be ready now. I mean, this thing could easily reverse on dime here and just start accelerating to the upside, which wouldn't surprise me at all. So I'm kind of expecting this thing to go back over here. You know, let's see if we can get up here. Right? And then maybe, yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, let's go to Bitcoin, because I don't think we looked at the monthly. And let's look at Theta on the monthly as well. We're going to have the highest monthly close in Bitcoin's history today. So in less than 3 hours by the time you watch this video, we're going to have the highest monthly close in Bitcoin history, which is always really good. Total 2 looks okay. Let's see here. DXY looks really good. It's the monthly is going to end on a doji, which is always good, right? You run up into a doji and then you want to come down. I mean, that could be a good thing. Okay, where the heck is Theta at? So Theta's monthly candle is okay. It's the what I'm looking for is the wicks, right? So the wicks are both equal right in here. That's a good thing. So we're holding the lows, right? We did trade below this candle, but that's also okay because it's a pullback, right? As you know, we built your base. Here's your base down in here. So we're still way above it, which is always good. So the way I'm looking at it is it's flagging out, and we should hopefully continue higher. And there's one more, which is Ethereum. There it is. Ethereum looks really good too because of the doji. See how we went up and we got rejected and then we came down. So now we're starting to come down. But then once we went down, we had this doji candle that said, nope. You know, think of a doji candle like a magnet. You know, when you flip a magnet upside down and it's pushing against another magnet, that's kind of like what a doji candle is doing as it's going up or down, right? Think of this as a negative and a negative magnet, right? They push against each other. Or is it a negative and a positive, or I think it's I think it's two of them, negative negative or positive positive. Anyways, okay. So but yeah, Ethereum looks really good because, or it's starting to look better because of this right here. Look at look at this. Looks really good. You got this inverse head and shoulders here. So, the measured move of that. Head and shoulders, approximately. I mean, you're looking at freaking $7 grand, man. That's pretty insane. What's the highest Ethereum has ever gone? It's gone up to almost $5 grand. So, the bearish thing that this could be is A, B, C. That could be incredibly bad. But since this looks like, you know, like a 1 2 1 2 3, and then you have a 4 here, this could be 1 of 5, 2 of 5, and now we go up 3 of 5, 4, and then 5. So 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Where could Ethereum go as far as targets? Well, I mean, a bare minimum will be 7,000. I think 7,000. I mean, that's not that far away, though. I mean, that's only a 2x, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, if it can get to 10 or 15,000, that would be pretty impressive. The 4.236 is at $17,000. Now, I don't know if it can hit that, but you know, it's certainly capable of it in certain ways. So, yeah. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And real fast, when you look at XRP, let's look at the 5-minute chart. Let's just see what's going on here. So 15-minute. Okay, so we're dumping here. 1 2 3. Let's see if we can get a 4 and then a 5. And that should be finished. 3 down, 3 up, 5 down. Somewhere down, you know, 290 to between $2.90 and $3 would be you know, a spot. Hopefully we don't take this wick out, because it was such a big wick. If it was a couple candles that closed down here, that's a little different. But since it wicked off of it, it showed a lot of force. So you don't want that force to be then taken out later. So anyways, I will catch you guys. Remember, not financial advice. I could be always wrong. These are just ideas. We're just trying to figure it out. So, all right, I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.